that's just great. There it is. Okay. Is the music on? Can you guys hear my shit? Is everything hearable? Yeah, I'm upside down. I'm about to flip your whole world upside down. No, actually, the reason I'm upside down is to block the CNN logo. Because the last time I did this, they deleted my channel. Not like I got a strike. They erased the channel. It was gone for a whole day. It wasn't like, this account has been temporarily suspended. If you looked it up, it was like, this account never existed. Ever. I thought it was gone permanently. But it wasn't. Yeah, like, erased it. They just took it off the face of the earth. They didn't say it was suspended. They were just like, what channel? What are you talking about? And then I found out it was CNN. It's like, CNN issued a takedown notice of your whole channel. So that's why I am upside down. It's to block the fucking, the logo. And I also made it like 144p. If they move the CNN logo, I'll just move the guy. I can move him. The anarcho-Khonjinist in me is fuming. Yeah, it'd be like that. On a scale from 1 to 10, what was the panic like? I don't give a fuck about Twitch. The panic was at 0. Who the fuck cares if my Twitch gets deleted? But it came back. So anyway, here we are. And as you can see, the whole circus is about to happen once again. Trump's gonna announce, according to this shit, he's gonna run. And I figured I should talk to the people and ease their fears, and I don't know. I feel like this stuff makes people go crazy. So I'm open to arguing about bullshit. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna do some political type shit in that regard. Also, if you're in the Discord and you join the voice thing, like the link's in the title, you'll see it. And you have political questions. Or any stupid thing you want to muse about. Or if you even have a link, you know what? I'm gonna do something fucked up. I shouldn't do this. But if you have a link to something political you want me to react to, I'll do that as well. Just get all your stupid, shitty demons out on the front. I want to more about politics going on, but I just have a hard time understanding. Yeah, well, there's a lot to take in to know more. Okay, but consider this. What if they send... How come none of you can write? What if what they send has a CNN logo? Oh, okay, never mind. I just couldn't read. My bad. If they... Well, that's different, because that's like a video clip. I think their problem was it was a live stream, because I got taken down when I streamed the debates. So this was a while ago. This was the Democratic primary stuff. And then, you know, the process for deciding our political leader is also a commodity. So I got takedown notice for showing people it. Will the Biden run the Trump president and the win? Shut up. Write normal. Learn how to write. Also, Richie the Awesome 247 subbed at tier 1. Thank you for the sub. I love getting subs for not doing anything. That's when I get the most subs, is when I don't do anything. Khonjin, what do you think about that red wave? I mean, yeah. Didn't really happen. So, yeah, is that what you want me to do, is reaffirm that? Or just why do you think no red wave materialized, or what? I want to know more about politics and understand it, because it's difficult for me to understand. Well, no need to be more specific. I'll just explain politics all right now. Basically, everybody on Earth is fighting against and are mad at human nature. And we hate ourselves. That's politics, essentially. We are mad at other people that we think are different from us, but they're exactly the same. And we'll never learn that. And every institution that oppresses us, we create. So, that's the short version. We live in a society. Well, you can say that if you want. You can write it off with some sarcastic, snippy remark, but it's true. All we talk about is how much we hate our politicians, and we always vote them in. The real question is whether it would be funnier if Trump ran and lost again, or ran and won again. Alright, I don't think it would be funny if he won again. I am not of the opinion that, I don't know how to adequately explain this. Because I want to say I'm not a both sideser, but I am. Like, both sides are pretty bad, but I don't think they're equally bad. I think there's a huge distinction between the two sides. Their corruption is the same, because they operate within the same system. And I don't think there's much of a distinction there. But yeah, I guess I suppose, I'm sure the term for it is like a, not like a damage minimalist, but you know what I'm saying. Whichever one causes the least tangible damage of the two. Imagine living in America, Lamau Lamau. Khonjin, that is literally the correct opinion. Well done. I don't even remember which opinion that was, but thanks. Yeah, like at least one sucks. Like just a tiny bit less. So like, oh fuck, oh well, vote for that one. Would I win my $100 back if I guess Trump wins in 2024? You know what, Joey, since you're such a good sport, I'll bet on that again. I'll give you $100 if he wins, but you could have a lot going against you. There's a lot to consider. I just want my rights protected to basically live peacefully. I'm going to assume that if you want your rights protected, you're either a woman or trans or something. Your best bet is not Donald Trump. Not that he's guaranteed to be the front runner, but I do think he is a favorite. I know people are saying like, oh, he lost his steam. You know, he lost his power, and he has, you know, he's pretty unpopular right now, but I do think that you can't count him out yet. Despite all the talk about what's his face, Ron DeSantis. Okay, Khonjin, based, just be careful around that centrist stuff you say, because centrists tend to just be like, okay, let's let the conservatives run around. Huh? Hang on, what does that mean? If someone says they want conservatives to run around, then they're probably a conservative, right? How is that centrist? They could be talking about guns as well. Okay, I mean, fair enough, but here's the thing. Aren't guns fine? Have the guns been taken away? Biden's been president for a while. Did the guns disappear? Are they gone? Democrats are more confederation of parties, but the ones in charge are supremely centrist. Well, yeah, here's the thing. I mean, like, I have friends on both sides of the aisle, and if you ask them about anything they believe in, basically what I always say to them is like, yeah, your top guy doesn't believe in that, though. Like, they don't care about any of those things you care about, generally. Alright, let's see. I'm not a fan of any politician. I'm sort of the same, except Bernie Sanders, even though he broke my heart. I'm not an unbiased party, by the way. I don't view myself as a centrist. I don't think I am. I do like Bernie Sanders. I honestly think whatever happens, Biden gonna win 2024. Wait a minute. So wait, are you betting on Biden then? I really don't want DeSantis to be president. Yeah, that would be fucked up. But if you disagree, I'm willing to speak with you in voice call. Is it just me, or do like most of the people who call themselves centrists are just right-lean in bedsheet? I fucking hate reading these. Are just right-lean in bedsheet ghost outfits? I don't know that maybe. I don't know. Try writing it again. I feel like guns are okay to an extent. Like, yeah. Amy Klobuchar. Number uno. It's been a while. Snow Woman is making a comeback. She will. Let's see. How do you feel that one of our presidents was in Home Alone 2 before his term? Yeah, I mean, sort of knew that for a while. Real talk, DeSantis scares the shit out of me. Yeah, he is sort of like, he is an oddball. Because it is like a return to a conservative back, like he's pretty much the establishment pick, right? DeSantis. I don't know if he has the anti-charisma or charisma of Trump to get the kind of freaks that he does, but I don't know. We'll see. I know very little about that. He does scare me, but that picture of him on the live stream is hilarious. Yeah, it's like, I don't understand people who get swindled by Republicans like DeSantis. I get it with Trump because, he's like very theatrical. But DeSantis is more standard. And I mean, if you're a standard Republican, then yeah, he's what you want. But outside of that, I don't get it. Do I click the link, or can you already chat VC if you're already in the server? No, if you're already in the server, you can do it. Alright. Here's the thing. Here's the rules. Because I'm about to go into the server to talk to people. Here's the rules. You can say whatever you want. You can literally talk about whatever you want. I don't care. Like, there's no subject off limits, no matter how fucked up it is. It's not off limits. Like, even if you're like a fucking white nationalist Nazi type, that's not off limits. My only rule is that you can't use meme arguments. You can't use an argument you saw in a fucking meme, okay? Like, I won't entertain stupid shit if, like, you don't actually care about it or haven't read about it at all. And it's alright if you don't know anything, as long as you come in leaving your ego at the door. You know what I mean? I'm going to assume everyone's being in good faith. And I can do that because, who the fuck cares? I want to join the VC, but I am like an eensy bit scared because of social anxiety and stuff, lol. It's fine, man. Just get it out of your system. You just gotta... The truth will set you free. You know what I mean? But there goes my plans to represent Khonjin as the ugly, crying woman. I don't even understand that. Oh, yeah. I don't even mean like soy jack images. I mean like... I've had a lot of arguments with neo-Nazi white nationalist types. And it's always like the three same points over and over. It'll be like an image of like, look at all of the Jews in Hollywood. How do you explain this? You know what I mean? Like, that's typically, like, you get a lot of those, and then it's like, if you don't react in an offended way, and then you just ask them to expand on it, they never can do it. So it's like, they just saw an image and wanted you to see the image also. It's like they don't actually believe. That's the shit I will not entertain. If you like don't actually believe it, you can just show up and like, yeah, what's this? Explain this. And it's like, alright, you explain it first. And it's like, oh, I guess I can't. You see, it is over, Khonjin, for I have represented my argument as the Wojak, and yours is the Soyjak. Alright, I see. Okay. We got the first person in here for political therapy / talking to freaks. Faz the goat clown. Try saying something and see if the audio works.
Hi.
Hello. You sound... Hang on. Let me turn you up. Because I think the music is louder than you. Is this video just a loop? Wait, hang on. Don't say anything yet. I need... Someone in the chat saying this video is a loop. If it is, it's really funny. Because I checked to make sure that this was...
It's...
Huh.
It's been a loop.
Well, okay. It's just playing a loop over and over again. That's fine. I'm gonna leave it for now, because I don't have anything else currently. You could send me some other politically charged video. And then we can look at that instead. Alright, what's on your mind? Goat clown.
My opinion on who runs for office specifically comes with age. Now, this is gonna probably sound ageist to somebody, but
Yeah.
it's like, I don't think you should run for office if you're like 70 years old.
Except for Bernie Sanders.
Especially Bernie Sanders, that's the exception, but it's like,
Okay.
only reason why I say that you probably shouldn't run for office if you're like 70 years old, because I think about their opinions and, you know, the world that they used to live in and everything. They're like, because I think about my dad in a way, he's like, oh, everyone's too soft these days. And it's just like, whoa.
Do you think that fucking Bernie's gonna run for president? And he's gonna be like, everybody needs to stop being fucking pussies, okay? My generation, they were not nearly this sensitive, except to the 1% who was controlling every aspect of their lives. Yeah, if Bernie went on a sudden anti-SJW arc, that'd be sort of funny. It's just kind of cute.
Yeah, like you said beforehand when I was just chatting in the Twitch chat, I would not definitely vote for Trump because, you know, the whole, if you're trans or a woman, that's probably, you wouldn't like Trump. And I'm like, I definitely don't like him for that reason. I don't want someone taking away my rights, especially not some 7-year-old dude who can barely talk, who's going senile.
Alright, so your opinion on the state of affairs is then that old fucks should not be running for president.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? I'm inclined to agree. Even though my heart is still hurting for him, if Bernie ran again, though, I would immediately betray what I just said and support him entirely.
I understand that.
Even though he's ancient, even though he's like barely alive. He would be on life support, and I'd shell for him. But he's not even running, so it doesn't even matter. So it's all about Joe Biden, who is essentially going to be the other choice, as opposed to Trump / DeSantis / Jeb Bush come from behind victory / Chris Christie, who is trying for some reason. So here's my question.
I don't know if they can even have that kind of, like, the opinion, because I don't know absolute shit about politics. So it's like,
Well,
I don't know what to really say. But I know that I don't like either of them.
how old are you, if you don't mind my asking?
I am 18. I am an adult.
Okay, perfect. Then, if it comes down to it, are you gonna vote for Joseph Robinette Biden?
If someone were, like, pointing a gun to my head being like, you gotta pick, I'd be like, I'll pick Biden.
But there's no gun to your head. You just have the freedom to do it. Are you gonna do it?
None. I don't even vote for none. I don't gotta vote. I can just stay at home.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
I
But
don't vote for either.
alright, I am only saying this because I probably have more hatred in my blood for the DNC than anybody on this earth. I probably have more contempt for the DNC of anyone to ever live but I'm gonna vote for Joe Biden. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna fucking do it. This is essentially what the streams are going to be. I'm gonna be shilling for fucking
Yeah.
Joe Biden. It's like,
It's just the basic thing of like, they both suck, but one's less horrible, so I'm just gonna go pick for that one.
yeah, I mean, what about student loan forgive? Oh wait, no, that got fucked, didn't it?
Probably did. I ain't going to college anytime soon. I don't even know what I want to do with my life.
Oh good, don't go. It's a scam. It's a scam unless you're learning a trade. If you're like going to learn how to be a plumber or something, then do that.
Hold on, no. I'm doing the option of being an artist. I don't think I'm going to be doing any of
Oh,
that
you're
kind of
fucked.
stuff.
Oh, you're fucked. You have no chance. You're fucked. You've completely thrown away your life. Thank you. Thank you for joining me for this. Thank you for
No
your.
problem. It was nice talking to you.
Yes. Now die immediately. All right. Yeah, they're fucked. Real Joe Biden acolytes approve this message. Yeah. No, it's true. I'm gonna make the argument that he's not that bad of a president. And you must understand, once again, this is a Bernie guy talking. I have every reason to hate that man. Like every reason under the sun. But I'll argue this. I'll argue that he's not a bad president. That you should vote for him. Anyway. I wish my voice wasn't trembling. No, you're fine. Oh, I keep forgetting. I have to leave talking to freaks to let anyone new come in. That's going to be really annoying because I'm going to keep forgetting. But anyways, yeah. It's open now. So, if you have anxiety, go ahead and destroy it by jumping in. I have to remind myself that Biden is president sometimes. It is weird, right? It feels like no one is president right now. It feels like Donald Trump isn't president anymore, but no one is there. It just kind of, things are just sort of going. But he did some good things. He did some like child poverty stuff. He put out that student loan forgiveness, even though it doesn't fix it. It's still good. And he left Afghanistan. That's my big one. I was talking about this when it happened. You all know how I feel about that. That we are not there anymore is a big fucking deal to me. That's like a huge deal. Like that's the one point where I'm like, you literally don't have anything to stand on this. If you tell me that somehow us leaving Afghanistan was bad, I'll like rip your balls off. Everything else, there's an argument, right? Like the student loan stuff, you could be like, well, it didn't get passed, and you know, maybe if he tried to have more political capital on that, it could have happened and not got blocked by the judge, even though that doesn't really make sense. But you know what I mean. There's alternating points of view on the other things that I like about what he did. But if you really come to me like, no, us leaving Afghanistan was actually bad, I'll tear off your hair. I'll rip it off with my bare hands. Because it's not even like, oh, it's kind of good. That's like really good. That's like, I was so convinced that would have only happened, something like that would only happen if Bernie was president. Then Biden just did it. Do you remember how much of a fucking cock tease that was? Like all the time we're like, we're leaving, we're getting out of Afghanistan. We're gonna do it. They said that like every fucking time for like 20,000 years. I want to join VC, but I'm terrified of sounding stupid because I don't know anything about politics. That's fine. I don't know anything about politics either. Okay, I don't have a secret source code. It was like the inventor of the politics app made it open source for me only, which I guess means it's not open source. You're like, take a look at this. Now you know about politics. If you participate in the system, which everybody does, you have some kind of political knowledge of your own life. Be like, there's a pothole in the road. What the fuck's up with that? That's politics. Sorta. Okay, fuck it. I'm joining VC. Getting over it in the real right now. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, welcome.
Oh my god, okay,
Welcome to the political realm. Alright, good job on
good
being
job,
normal.
I've become normal.
Yeah. Alright. First, before we continue, how old are you? Are you at least 18?
I am not going to specify, but not old enough to vote.
That's all I needed to know. Okay, so I don't need to convince you to vote for Joe Biden.
Like, if I could, I would know who I'm voting for. Like,
all
I
right.
would do like the proper stuff and whatnot, obviously. But like, I myself cannot actually go up and be like, I'm gonna go like pick a person to go like control like how screwed over my life is for the next 4 years.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right. So what's on your mind? What political happenings are driving you crazy?
Honestly, like with how everything is, just anything at this point, because there's a weird understanding of how everything's going on with like, oh, you know, all this like bullcrap that I'm seeing on like literally everywhere I go, because like we're still kind of like in my classes right now, we're still kind of in the unit on like how the government's getting formed, I guess, and whatnot, and like how screwed over America was in the past, which absolutely lovely for them. But like, you know, it's easy to formulate an opinion when you actually have the materials to do proper research, but knowing how weird every, like, I don't know, social media platform has been, it's like absolutely impossible for literally anybody to make like a biased opinion, or not biased opinion, Jesus, just any opinion in general without like, I don't know, sounding wrong or like getting somebody mad because like, ooh, I don't know.
All right, so I don't mean to interject, but do you have a specific example of any of this? Because you're speaking very vaguely about a lot of things at once.
Yeah, like, I know it's like very vague, but like, I don't know. For example, I keep seeing like ads about like, oh, you know, for your state, go vote this governor or whatever, when there's like hardly any factual information. It's not just, oh, this county governor is bad because I said so or whatever, and then you try to go look for it and there's like actually nothing on there. Wikipedia even hardly has anything. It's just, I don't know what is going on, but suddenly the internet has decided, you know what, we're going to make it impossible for anybody to do research on
yeah, I mean, that's,
anything.
I commonly hear that as a complaint for political nihilism. Here is what I would recommend, because the ads are not going to get better. They're going to get worse. There is only one resource you can count on. Follow the voting record. Just see what they've voted on. Cause like, you know, in the commercials, you know, I got like a million, I'm in like Philadelphia. I'm over in West Philly, baby. And because of that, I got inundated with like a million commercials for like the John Fetterman and Dr. Oz and all that shit, right? And, you know, it was like, John Fetterman is a literal murderer. Like, I think one of the commercials was like, he loves murderers. So obviously, if you look that up, you'll find some extrapolated version of that that's like, yeah, in 1964, he voted on a ruling that allowed for a more lenient criminal sentence to the following violent crime, whatever. That's usually how these things go. You can never trust the commercials. Like, you have to go to the voting record always. If you're really interested in separating this from that. And pardon me, I got distracted by this song. because it was like way loud. But yeah, go for the voting record. The commercials are for the 80% of everyone else who don't need to look things up, which is why they make them.
Like, freaking commercials, they just say like, okay, cool, this is the person you're voting for. We're going to make them look as good as possible so that like, ooh, you vote them so they control whatever they're doing, like county, city, state, whatever. But like, you go and look it up and it's like, oh, well, actually, for your information, in like 25 years ago, this person voted for murder to be legal and therefore is an entirely
Well,
bad
yeah,
candidate.
I mean, so you must take to heart that these commercials, I don't want to describe them as necessary because they shouldn't be, but everybody complains about this particular brand of commercial, and I also don't like that brand of commercial, but they exist because they work. And they work really well. So in some ways, it's sort of like an indictment on ourselves as a people. Because yeah, it's like they spend millions and millions of dollars on them, obviously. They are effective in that way. So go for the voting record. If you really, really, really want to know what your guys are doing, just check their voting records. Nothing else matters. I don't think anything else matters. I can't think of another thing that matters, except for maybe how good they look. That's very important. But other than that...
True. But I mean, like, you have to consider every single, like, possible thing they could have voted for. Like, especially if they, like, I don't know, if it's some big place governor, like, I don't know, you're voting for someone to go, like, into the actual, like, state governing and whatnot. Consider every single policy that, like, oh, you know, they've tried to, like, debate or vote for, things like that, and how it might affect certain people, or groups and whatnot. Like, I'm speaking as somebody who is, like, not factory default settings for people, to say the bare minimum. But, like, just everything you have to consider, like, oh, well, how do they want to, like, affect this like, these kind of people? Do they want to, like, help or harm, like, the future of these kind of people? And even then, not just that, like, it's also just, like, oh, well, does this person want to revoke every single amendment ever created in the entire existence of America?
Yeah, so, you know, the record is the only thing that matters. Again, I will reaffirm that. Especially if that's what your concern is and you don't know anything about politics, then you really have no other lifeline than the record. Just check the record. Every candidate is gonna say that they're for you. The record will show who's for you. Because there's been a long history of, like, voting on LGBTQIA plus whatever shit. Like, that's gone back super far. The records are clear. They are public. You'll see who is your friend and who isn't. Just check the record. That is the ultimate holy advice of all things. Every single person, the dudes on the right will say that they're for you. Trump, like, posed in front of a flag, in front of a fucking rainbow flag, and was like, the gays, they're my people. They're my fucking people, you know? So, yeah, check the record. Check the fucking record. That's it. It doesn't matter. You can't go off of what they say. They might even seem nice in conversation. They might even go on a fucking podcast and be like, I had a gay friend in college and I loved them and they loved me and they said I was an ally. And I was like, oh, you're too kind, but, you know, if you insist. The record. Check the record. Nothing else matters. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you take this to heart when you are old enough to vote and you make the right choice. You fucking asshole. I'm gonna kill you now. Die. Okay, that was fine. See? Talking isn't as scary as it seems on stream. Trump is my fave ally. He didn't forget the eye? Wow, I'm cool as hell. Which site has the records? I may know one. You'll have to go to mydick.com/technical support. That's where you will find the record. All right. Someone send me like a different political video so that this loop stops playing. I'm sick of looking at it. Cause this is wretched. It's fucking annoying. I hope you all take the record to heart. I literally don't give a rat's fucking ass what any candidate says. Anywhere. I voted for the dog from that 70s show. Were they in an election? Was the dog from that 70s show running for political office? That's what I want to know. My personal favorite of the Arizona ads. What is this? Mark Kelly loves Joe Biden. Is this the proper dimensions? It is. Alright, let me turn off the music so we can hear this ad. Can't wait.
It makes us do crazy things. And Mark
Oh, and I'll take the fucking I'll put it back up to something visible instead. Okay.
love. It makes us do crazy things.
Yeah.
Mark Kelly's been weak in the knees since Joe Biden's been in office. Kelly's voted with Biden 97% of the time. Open borders, $1,400 stimulus checks for felons, crippled domestic oil production. Through every Biden misstep and disaster, Mark Kelly has said, yes, dear, it's love. Don't be blinded like Mark Kelly. The NRSC is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
That's cool. Alright. So, here's the thing. This is what I mean, where it's like, they'll say something that is true if you extrapolate it from something else. So this shit, stimulus checks for felons. So it's like everyone got a stimulus check. So that would include, I guess, someone who's a felon. So now it's stimulus checks for felons. You know, technically it gave stimulus checks to rapists also. They also got stimulus checks. That was part of Biden's campaign promise. If you elect me, I will give $1,400 to rapists, such as myself. Never mind. But, damn, they made this shit so homoerotic for no reason. Like, I'm trying my best to figure out how exactly not to be a jerk when it comes to politics and voting and stuff, but it gets really hard when there's so much bias and teaching swing around, even if you're trying to just look for basic information about a candidate for whatever, but really hopefully I will be able to figure out what the hell I'm doing in the foreseeable future. Thank you, Khonjin, from the In Real Life. Also, sorry for the long ramble. It's fine. You'll be fine as long as you check the voting record. Love these ads that are like, this guy kills babies. Bringing it back on. Was that Jib Jab? I feel like, I was about to say, it looks like an app that I've seen before. But this Arizona political ad took me by surprise late at night. Alright, let's see this one. Forced labor, huh? Alright. Is China's man? I'm not... shit. Khonjin, who is Mitt Romney? We'll get to him. We'll get to him after this. Jim Lim. I don't know. Okay, here's a question. Do you think it was intentional that they worded it China's man? Do you think that was intentional? I know it's like really petty, stupid bullshit, but I kind of feel like it is. Oh shit! All right, let me watch this. Okay.
Many candidates are running for U.S. Senate. Meet Chinese candidate.
Why did they do this? No.
Run for office in Arizona. Jim Lehman, he would be China's man in the Senate.
Stop hitting the gong. You gotta stop hitting the gong. Wait, it's like, all right. I am convinced that wording it as China's man was intentional after seeing this. I don't think it's possible that it wasn't. Fuck me, dude. All right, let me click that other. This is Mitt Romney. Oh no. Oh, buddy. It's been a while, but thank you for bringing this back up, Joey. Hang on. I want to watch this one last time. I was not expecting this to bear such fruit.
Many candidates are running for U.S. Senate. Meet Chinese candidate Jim Lehman. Lehman's company imports its supplies from China. He helped build nuclear power plants for the Chinese government.
He built them by hand.
Using the money he makes in China to run for office in Arizona. Jim Lehman, he would be China's man in the Senate, not ours. Saving Arizona.
Did it cost like $10,000 for them to be allowed to use that sound effect? Did they have to like milk it for all it's worth? I can't believe that shit. Oh, hold up. We got someone else who would like to make their opinions heard, their voice heard. What's going on, Squid Squad 76?
Oh, there's someone else in here. Oh, Jesus. Two guys. All of this just makes me glad I live in England and not America. Sorry to do that to y'all.
Got connected in.
No, it's all good. The so you have no skin in this race.
Well, you know, if you pick Trump, you know, maybe we all die in a fiery nuclear explosion. But apart from that,
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose anything is possible. I mean,
yeah,
who knows though?
America is weird because like what they do affects so much of the world.
That's true, but also maybe
Who cares what Rishi Sunak is doing?
no, I don't know. I'm just thinking that like maybe if shit gets wild with all this Russian stuff, Trump could hit Vladimir with the same shit he did with Kim Jong Un, some like crazy all caps tweet.
God,
Oh,
my
that's
friend
a
told
good
me to
guy.
tell you. He told me to say Dr. Unevil says hi. My friend is not Dr. Unevil. As far as I know, he's a DeviantArt furry bird artist. But
Thanks for interrupting to say that.
Yeah, this really is talking to freaks.
I just wanted to pop in and say hi also.
Okay.
I'll go back to with them now.
All right. You can go back to hell now. It is
Yeah,
your
I mean-
right.
I say obviously America's fucked up, but like I don't know how much Americans know about our currently fucked up political issues.
Well, I mean, yeah, didn't you have which country did you say you were from again?
England,
Yeah, so don't
United Kingdom. So
Right.
we've had 3 prime ministers in like the last month, which is obviously that sounds crazy to an American because your guys can only have to last like 4 years, obviously.
right. Yeah, didn't one of your
We've-
fucks less than like a month?
So imagine if you had Trump, DeSantis, and then like fucking I don't know Tulsi Gabbard in the space of a month.
Jeez. So what's the process for that? Like I saw the news about like one of the prime ministers or whatever the proper title is, who was like out in the shortest amount of time possible.
Yeah. So it's a bit more loose with us. We don't have to wait 5 years 4 years between elections. So whoever's in government can just sort of say, we're gonna have an election now. But so overall it's a bit more loose, but even that hasn't happened yet because Boris got elected in end of 2019. I'm sure you know Boris has.
Yeah.
And then middle of this year, there was like a load of scandals, and he just stepped down, which obviously presidents can do, I think, but they don't ever.
Right.
So what happens then is, because he's stepped down, but it's still like his 5 years after winning an election, only his party chooses a new one. We don't. The whole rest of us, our schmucks, don't even get a choice. So they pick this new lady called Liz, and she immediately kills the Queen.
Yeah.
And then, like 2 weeks later, she decides that she doesn't want to be prime minister anymore, and she could just leave. And then they get to pick a new one again.
So her work there is done.
Yeah, and because of like, there's been previous political things that have just meant that all of the good, like we're more sort of, you're more polarized at the moment, so there are still like some good conservatives.
Right, like it seems like because the very idea that you can just have an election whenever you want, like if that was what was going on in America, we'd never stop having elections. Like it's so fucking. So I guess the climate is just a little lighter over there.
Yeah, I mean, because of, there's like, if I think of American Republicans, I can think of like one guy, maybe two people who I maybe wouldn't say no to being president. Not over a Democrat, but if they were the only ones.
Yeah,
but,
I could also perhaps, wow, actually I can only think of one really right now.
But like over here, there's a lot of those people, so it's more, everyone's sort of more in the middle. But previous political circumstances meant that Boris kicked out all of the good ones from the party, so they can't even run. So because all of the competent people are gone, the Conservatives have just been cycling through incompetent prime ministers. So they just they pick 3 incompetent people, and because there's no one good left, it's just going to be the next incompetent guy is going to fuck off soon.
So they're just cycling through a fucking bag, like
yeah, a bag of terrible prime ministers. Because they know they can't win an election at the moment because everyone fucking hates them. They're not going to call one.
So they're literally just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
Precisely.
Oh my god. I mean, that's kind of goofy. That's a little silly. To put it lightly.
Did you see the lettuce thing?
No. My doing this stream is me re-entering politics. When I stopped reading. I stopped keeping up on everything. I know I'm like a newborn baby. Whatever you tell me is gonna be brand new.
Oh god.
Huh?
So I'm just going to ignore that. The last lady, sort of everyone sort of knew that she was not long for this world. So one of our newspapers, or like one of the more tabloidy ones, got a lettuce, and they live streamed this lettuce 24/7, and to see whether it would last longer, whether it would like rot and break down quicker than she did. And the lettuce actually won.
Oh my god.
The lettuce was going longer than the Prime Minister was.
That's pretty good. Alright, I give them...
I mean,
I give you guys props for that.
Your side of the pond is just depressing. I mean, we may be in political fuckery, but we still have that.
Yeah, you still have lettuce. If politics are looking rough, you still have lettuce.
We've always got the lettuce. We could always just make a live stream of the lettuce and see how that goes for us.
I feel like maybe if we put lettuce on the ballot in the United States, that might be a unifying candidate. I'm not even kidding. I think if we put lettuce as
you've got some places where just the mayors are dogs, or like they've just had dogs on the ballot and they've won instantly.
That's true, but like mayor races, mayor races are super crazy. Like as a little fun fact for you, my dad was the mayor when I was really young, when I was a really young kid. He was like he was a write-in. He was a write-in too, like.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's weird what you can like get away with when you run for mayor. So he just became the mayor and shit got flipped, turned upside down.
My left side upside down.
Yeah. So who is this? What, do we have like a squad of like 5,000 people? I didn't put a
Everyone's
limit
fully
on this.
joined
I
the list.
forgot.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to systematically eliminate every single one of you. Because you're
What the fuck?
pissing me off in unison. You've combined your forces to, Yeah, the supporter voice is the only one with a voice limit on it.
Ew.
Alright. Alright, time to activate the,
Imagine giving
goo
Khonjin belly.
punch.
Connor, please enable streaming and talking to freaks. I'm tired of not being able to stream into this channel. I don't know. I didn't even realize you either. All these fuckers have seen Jungle Golf. Don't worry.
I wasn't listening to any of that. And I don't
That's a
care!
good line.
Fuck you!
Hello.
Okay, I need to figure out how to... Here's what I'm gonna do. Where's that guy? Oh, they're gone! I was gonna move them up to the Patreon. Oh, so there we go. There. There, check that out. Unless they can't talk because they don't have Patreon power. I don't know if they're not able to talk. I moved them up to the secret compartment. But if it's not working, then I'll just have to activate my killing power. I'm sorry. Khonjin, I'm suprid. Wait a minute. I don't know what that means. Alright. In the meantime, while that's working itself out, I'm gonna watch this video of Mitt Romney. Because you guys need to see this. Check this out. This is, for those of you who don't know who Mitt Romney is, here's a crash course. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. I don't have the stomach for that shit anymore. Yeah, who let the dogs out? That's classic. All it needs is a gong sound effect. All it needs is a gong. But, okay, suppressed. Oh. There. Okay, I've unsuppressed you. I think you're able to speak with impunity now. Until I destroy you. Here, try saying something. I don't think it's
There we
working.
go.
Oh, there we go.
It makes me turn push to talk on, so I've got to talk to you with my V button held down.
Word. Okay. So, anyways, what were you talking about before the invasion?
The fucking.
I
don't know. I mean, like.
You like let go for a little bit, and you're just like, oh, we were talking about the.
I'm trying to play Overwatch at the same time, so I'm just gonna have to leave this game. It's not working. Gotta put all my energy into holding down this V button.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. We don't get these fucky political ads over here. Like,
You don't get the gongs.
because one, generally, people aren't interested in insulting each other. So, like, most of the time you don't have our candidates going, you work for China, you bastard traitor. So, I mean, that's nice, at the very least. I mean, that's the other interesting thing. I feel like we barely even need TV ads because our version of the House of Representatives is Parliament, and the constituencies in that are like a tenth of the size of your ones. Like, I looked today and like the one that Lauren Boebert is running, because that's hot because she almost lost or something along those lines. That's like half the size of Colorado.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, Colorado's like bigger than my entire country. or
Well,
something.
that's, I mean,
And you've got one crazy lady in charge of half of it.
listen, bud, it's the grift economy. That's the power of being an American.
Yeah,
You can
maybe
make $1 million by saying the most unhinged, wild shit.
Maybe one day I could be in charge of one half of Colorado too.
Yeah, and all you have to do is, I don't know, what does she say? Which one is she again? I feel like I mixed them all up.
He's the one with the. She used to own a bar that was like guns.
Okay.
Something.
Wait, I thought the gun one was, no, is that Green?
There's two crazy ladies. It's her and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, Marjorie
Like
Taylor
the
Greene's
insane
the other
woman.
one.
One of them. Marjorie
Yeah.
Taylor Greene is blonde. Lauren Boebert is brunette.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna.
Basically, all that keeps them separate.
You know, I was about to say I'll remember that, and then I realized how badly I don't want to remember any of this. I've been in such bliss. You have no idea. Like, occasionally, some horrible political upheaval would, like, put me back into the center of it, but then I'd be back over here, like, tending to my crops.
I opened Twitter today, and I thought I was going to die for, like, an hour long. Like, imagine if I didn't have that.
No, Twitter's fucking terrible. Anyone who
Like,
uses
I don't
Twitter,
know,
no.
It's a bit off topic, but, like, those missiles hitting Poland is, like, that's proper scary.
No, it is, but also that is another reason Twitter pisses me off, because I feel like this is the millionth time that everyone has been scared to death of World War III, and I don't want to downplay what's going on because it's not like it's not important, but they always jump to we're done, we're dead.
What I find funny, there are those 4chan posts that are like, you know, Ukrainian soldier kills Russian high general. Putin demands recompense, and then underneath it's like 50 people going, "It's happening, boys," and then, you know, that happens about 3 times every day.
Right, and it's weird how I mean, I guess my concern is that if it was just on 4chan, then fine, whatever. But on Twitter, it's like I remember years ago, I was going out with someone and she was like, "I'm so scared," and I'm like, "Why?" And then I checked Twitter trending and it's World War III in all caps, and I don't even remember what it was. I think it was fucking like the Soleimani bullshit.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that one. And it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna fucking Iran or Iraq or whichever one it was.
I remember that was a big thing, like World War III at the start of 2020.
Yeah.
Think of that now. Like, we were all considering World War III at the start of 2020, and then fucking COVID, and now World War III every other month.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. But that one was like especially egregious because it was like, oh wait, there was also the shit with like North Korea. They're like World War III. I'm like, are you kidding me? Have we not learned anything? Like, that one pisses me off super bad because I remember like being 7 years old and there was like something on the news about like North Korea might get aggressive, and my dad taught me as a 7-year-old, like, this is stupid. Don't listen to this. This happens like every fucking year.
Secondary tangent. When the Ukraine stuff did start happening, I did like those tweets that are like, "Take this, millennials. You never lived a day under fear. But now, how are you going to deal with these missiles with your non-binary sky?"
Oh, that fucking guy. He was like speaking in tongues. Yeah.
I can't even recite it because it was just so.
Yeah. It was like
you could say any combination of those words, and it just as might be that tweet.
It was like a buzzword stroke. It was incredible. Yeah, I don't remember his name either, and I don't want to. Like, this is the bliss that I get from going out into the woods and just jerking off into a pile of sand. But anyways, continue.
Did not need to know that.
What's up?
Did not need to know that.
Oh, about me jerking off into a pile of sand in the middle of the woods? Yeah, instead of politics, I go out into what you didn't need to know.
There's like the guy at the moment is there's one guy on Twitter saying there would have been a red wave if more dads had taken their kids to Hooters.
Is that like a joke thing?
No, he's being completely serious.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess everyone has ascended to schizo posting, so it doesn't really matter. But, I think we would have had a blue wave. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. Just
Yeah,
fuck it.
more dads are taking their kids to fucking drag shows or something.
No, it was gonna be something wild.
I mean, that feels like the
I was gonna say if they took their kids to the woods with a pile of sand, it would have been a blue wave. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. If I had 69,000 subscribers instead of 68,000, there would have been a blue wave.
Yeah, if only more dads had shown their millennial kids Khonjin House.
Yeah, actually, dads don't show your don't show your children Khonjin House. There's
There's
two.
always, I like showing my friends Khonjin House, but there's always that. It's like what, the third fucking episode with the two guys fucking each other in the ass.
Oh, it's early. It's like 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a barrier.
No, oh, that's a barrier. Oh,
Yeah, that's a barrier to showing my friends Khonjin House.
that's a skill test. That's a skill check to see what you are willing to tolerate.
Yeah.
If you cannot withstand 2 men having sex in a living room, then you don't deserve the sweet innards, literally and figuratively, of that show. It was really funny too, because like I remember earlier on I was in a bar, and a buddy of mine was like, we should put Khonjin House on the TVs, and they did a playlist, and then it got to episode 7, but all the TVs stopped working because it was like you need to sign in to watch it, so then everything just stopped playing. I was like, ah, shit, sorry fellas. But anyways, I appreciate your input from across the pond.
The British perspective.
Yeah, the British perspective. And if there's anything we need more of in these conversations, it's the British. And everyone will agree, I think.
Tea and biscuits.
But no, seriously, this was nice, and thank you
I hope I
for
wasn't too much of
stopping
a
by.
freak.
No, it was fine. We'll see. We'll see. They'll rank you when you're done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, no, I thought that was quite pleasant, actually. Seemed like just, wasn't even much on the docket. It's just like exchanging some pleasantries and talking about some funny stuff. When are we playing Worms? Is Worms coming up? Where is Worms? Who said Worms? You madmen put Khonjin House on the TV? I think it was Dylan who actually did it. I think Gay Spaghetti Chef himself was the one who did it. But yeah. Anyway. If I missed any crazy commercials, just resend them. Also, thank you, Faz the Conductor's husband, for subbing. Do I get $200 for Jimun Layman is China's... I hate this. Every time I read these, I like... Okay. Do I get $200 for Jimin Layman is China's man? I didn't know they would talk about the title. Gutfeld, the woke M&Ms. Isn't Gutfeld, like, supposed to be an offshoot of Seinfeld? Like, this is supposed to be... He's supposed to be a comedian? 9 months ago? Alright. So it's not recent. It's not timely. But, you know, I won't let that stop us. I mean, Mitt Romney's from 3,000 years ago. Woke Jin Woke? Khonjin House. If it was less woke. Yeah, Gutfeld probably hates Khonjin House. I guess I can't blame him. Alright. Let's see what Gutfeld has. Let's see what Gutfeld has in the tank.
Will M&M's still melt in your hands if they identify as trans?
So I it sounded like Tim Heidecker delivered that line, you know? Like it was so awkward. Here, like listen to it again.
Will M&M's still melt in your hands if they identify as trans?
Like I don't know, yeah, that threw me for a loop when I heard it the first time. If they identify as trans. Yeah, if the M&Ms are trans, they'll melt in your hands. All right. Well, this is gonna be rough, but I'm in it.
When I eat a bag of M&M's, do I wonder which color and shape best represents my identity? No, because it's chocolate. And also, it's obviously the orange one. The iconic.
I've heard someone once describe this guy as shitty Bill Maher, and I see it. I do see it. All right. I just I don't really want to watch the rest of this because it's like 5 minutes. But I will. All right.
Candy company is giving the mascots makeovers to make them more inclusive. How are they doing this? Well, obviously by changing their footwear. Instead of go-go boots, the seductress green M&M will now wear sneakers. Additionally, their voices will be updated in a tone that's more welcoming.
Is this about the new purple M&M? No, this is from 9 months ago. Someone sent this. And that's why we're watching it.
Sorry, Kat, no voiceovers for you. Said Catherine Slight. Interesting. Chief Growth Officer at Mars Wrigley. Who better to commit to a
Huh?
world with more moments of fun?
Hang on. All right. I'm not even
Who besting? Chief Growth
I'm not even trying to like nitpick, you know how it'd be like people will like nitpick every little stupid fucking mistake. I really want to know why does he suddenly make that face? I'm just going to listen to the line one more time because I don't really understand. I feel like I don't understand.
Chief Growth Officer at Mars Wrigley. Who better to commit to a world with more moments of fun by increasing a sense
I really don't understand.
around the globe than M&M's? I don't know. Maybe Three Musketeers? We could replace their swords with protest signs. But honestly, this is weird. If you really, truly want to make an M&M feel like they belong,
I don't think I'm going to pause anymore
eating them.
because it's just dragging this
What
out.
message does it send to children when you devour these little non-binary bonbons? For commentary, we go to our candy correspondents. That was not a candy correspondent. Cat.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Eat them.
No, I have so many thoughts on this.
Yes,
I do. The green M&M is a snake.
What?
Yes.
The new one. The new one. Okay, listen. They have little statements, and she says, "I think we all win when we see more women in leading roles."
Oh boy.
So I'm happy to take on the part of supportive friend when they succeed. Okay, like none of you guys are women, but women all know that the women that are like, "I'm a woman and I'm pro-woman," and look how pro-women I am. You can't trust them.
No.
Because real women, they just do it. They don't need to brag about it like they're.
I really can't do this. I really can't do this. Yeah, this one's rough. Especially because I don't know if any of you remember this, but the whole woke M&M thing was a distraction from a lawsuit that M&M Mars was experiencing because of child slavery, if I'm not mistaken. Like they had actual child slaves. So it does tint this a little. It does tint this whole like discussion a little when the context is that they needed to put up a smokescreen for the child slaves. Like if I'm not mistaken, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain that not only was it because of like child slaves, it was because a child slave escaped and then informed someone. It wasn't like some dude said, "Hold on, what are all those slaves doing there?" It was like a kid got out and was like, my fucking child slave friends are still back there. So yeah, having the inclusive Eminem, they had no idea how well this was going to work out for them, and I guess Gutfeld made sure that it did by saying that trans M&Ms will melt in your hand, and then showing videos of kids trying to backflip off of a vending machine. So, yeah, I'm just gonna click a different link, because I don't really want to watch this. Another Jim Lamon one? Well, that is one of the more shady things I've heard a company do. Well, all the big ones basically do it.
It's a DC gang!
Alright.
All of it is in Big Jim Lynn. We're tired of being
Very well-timed die sound.
I've had enough of you. It's time for a showdown. I'm Jim Layman, and I approve this message.
Oh, that's the whole thing. Yeah, you should vote for Jim Layman, because if you do, he will turn into a cowboy and shoot Joe Biden and other people. Pretty effective stuff, I think. We're tired of being die. Yeah. That's just another classic in the bag. I just had to turn the music back on real quick. Alright. I've seen enough of this. They're just playing that loop over and over. I don't know what's up with that. Another fucking thing? 2022 midterm political ad mashup. Alright, stop looking for these. This is like sickening. Get something else. It doesn't have to be political ads. Rapping?
I'll do anything if it means helping Georgia.
Now that's really nuts. I'll turn Madison upside down, so when the false attacks start flying, remember who's behind it and why.
Whitmer says she's gonna work like hell to keep killing babies.
There's only one person who can make this choice.
I don't want to watch this.
How much time do we
And that person is Greg.
Greg?
Who the f*** is Greg? Yeah, let me just give him a call.
They say you can know a person by their enemies.
I really don't want to watch this shit. This was like... This one was the best. It was kind of goofy. And then this is all... I feel like I'm watching SNL. Turn up the volume? How about no? Replay it. I'm not playing it again. I watched it twice in a row. Your voice is so loud. That's weird. Oh, you know what it is? Fuck. I had the desktop audio down the whole time. Check this out.
Well, here comes their bull ads.
Look at how much louder it is now.
Push bad trade deals
Too bad I'm not watching it. Because this sucks. Wait a minute. Is that Tim Ryan?
with China.
It is Tim Ryan.
Against them.
Fucking Tim Ryan is doing... Oh my god. Fuck you, Tim Ryan. Okay. Here's a little history lesson for you. Tim Ryan was running against fucking... Well, I mean, he was running against all the Democratic dudes, but Bernie Sanders specifically Oh, he is such a tool. Fucking Tim Ryan. Who's Tim Ryan? I never even watched the vid I sent you. Why did you send me a video you never even watched? God damn you. But, no. Tim Ryan. He was running against Bernie in the primaries. And then, I guess he accused Bernie of not knowing about a certain bill. And then Bernie's like, I know about it because I wrote the damn bill. And then Tim said something like, geez, Bernie, you don't have to yell. And then he tried to sell t-shirts that said, like, geez, Bernie, you don't have to yell on them. Which was like the most tone-deaf piece of fucking merchandise I've ever seen in my whole life. This guy is like a milquetoast nothing anyway. So now this guy who's like, we should calm down and not be so upset about this stuff is throwing footballs through TVs. Fucking come on.
Every single time. They say you can know a person by their enemies.
I believe that the current criminal justice system is racist.
What the? Wait, what is this?
I vote against them every single time.
I don't even understand. Alright. Let me go back. Let me go back to the football.
They say you can know a person by their enemies. Well, here comes their dads. That's from the people who push bad trade deals with China.
Okay, yeah, so the first ad was made by him, and the second one was made by his opponent, and the fact that it's hard to tell should be indicative of something. Bernie winning in Nevada was the last time I had real hope for American politics. Yeah. We all remember the day. But, I don't want to watch this. Send me something the fuck else. I'll talk to one of these fucking assholes. Talking to freaks. I'll pluck them up. Dog, you're going in. You're going in, dog. Going in. Alright, what do you got to say? You're live. You've been plucked from the freak hole.
Have I been especially picked out from your freak channel to speak to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep plucking them out because they won't leave even if I set the buffer to 1.
They're gonna murder me because I was playing Uno, but I'll try to do what you want me to do.
All right.
So what's your talk show about? Because I just saw the ping and just said political.
It's about politics. So we're getting deep into politics.
You asked the wrong person. I'm just gonna tell you that now.
No. I'm sure you got a lot cooking in that brain of yours. You sound like a very politically in tune person.
I don't read the newspaper. I don't know politics.
I fucking envy you so much. God damn you. All right, I'm gonna put you out of your mercy. I'm going to eradicate.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Khonjin.
Die permanently. All right. It's done and done. What the hell? I'm getting like 5,000 messages. All right now. Yeah, rip Bernie. That was rough for the old Burnster. For the Sandman. Oh, actually, I think it's time for Trump to do his fucking announcement. It's been like an hour and a half already. I got so caught up in the excitement. Well, I was kicked from the whole server. I don't know how to remove people, so I just kick them. But you're not banned. You can just go back in. You're not like you're not banned from the server or nothing. What's he announcing? He's announcing his run for president. Trump announcing. Let's see. President. Oh, we can watch live now on Fox. The Fox perspective of his bid. All right. Let me just block. Hang on, I gotta block the other thing before it's too late. I gotta go down here.
plays into
I think.
Biden's hands right now. There's definitely
Let me
folks that
go.
think
Let me go
that
right side
it's
up.
time for a younger
This
leader,
is very important.
But Biden's the guy that beat him before.
There
The guy
we
that's been able
go.
to put together the broad coalition that involves
Look at that. It's perfect. I'm right side up now. But I probably have to block the other one too.
and no one else has
Let me add another image real quick.
tested record.
No, not slideshow.
If he is in the mix, and so long as Biden is pulling
Okay,
definitively
image and
helps Biden. If
what image
Biden
should we
makes
use?
A bunch more gaffes, and he's polling 7 points behind Trump and 7 points behind
What
DeSantis,
image
then
should
you're
we
gonna start
use? You
seeing
know what?
Democrats start to get into
I'm gonna use the Jerry Senfield.
pressuring Biden to step aside.
Yeah, from what I understand,
Gonna
the
put
White
that
House,
right down
you know,
here.
and we've heard from President Biden in interviews. He said, because so many people are asking,
There.
Are you going
All right,
to
we're
run
safe
against
now.
President Biden? Are you going to seek a second term?
We're
And he
absolutely safe.
Kind of gave the condition that, you know, if Trump was the Republican nominee, then yes, he would
Also,
run again
if you
for a
need to
second
know,
term.
you right
President
click on the
Biden
person in
wanted
VC
to
and
beat
hit
him for a
disconnect.
second time. So,
Wow, that's gonna change up the whole game.
interesting that he kind of made that conditional on whether he would seek another term. We've
All
heard
right,
that, I
so
believe, several times.
I'm gonna keep this muted for now. But I think he's supposed to announce at 9 o'clock his run for the presidency. You have more viewers than Vine Sauce right now? Word. I knew it'd happen one day. Mr. Sauce, if you're watching right now, I don't know who you are, but you seem like a swell fellow, probably. I hope you are. I hope I didn't just say your name on stream and you're an asshole. I'm entertaining making a bet with you, Khonjin. What kind of bet is that? What bet do you want to make? Never mind, he passed you. That's fucked up. Oh, man. Who will be the new Republican nominee when 2024 rolls around? Trump or DeSantis? Okay. Here's the meta. Okay? Here is the meta. DeSantis is the favorite of the establishment Republicans. I don't think this is debated right now. To be honest, after the midterms, I think they're going to go with DeSantis. I mean, here's what you need to consider, though. This is really important. Right now, it seems like the conventional wisdom is DeSantis is the favorite of the whole Republican Party, the whole apparatus. And I understand why people think that. I understand why they're saying that. Basically, every candidate that Trump endorsed in the midterms and every candidate who was like, yeah, the election was stolen and fucked and the election was bent over a table, they all pretty much lost. Except for Ron DeSantis, who obviously did very well. So I understand why people are saying that. I get it. I do. It's not an insane thing to suggest that Trump's influence is waning. However, I have one more doubt that it's going to be him that walks out of this. I have one more doubt that needs to be cleared up. I think there is truly an effect where this guy that has this insane rabid fan base, and that's what I'll call him, the fan base, the Trump fan base, like he's a political streamer. I think there is a difference when this guy you super love more than anyone else says, oh, vote for another guy, instead of vote for me. You know what I mean? I would not count out the effect of a Trump who has to tell people to vote for him instead of just endorsing someone else. I'm not saying that Trump has this bagged, but I'm saying do not count him out I think that when he starts running and he meets DeSantis in the primaries, his people are gonna be there for him. $20 on Ron? $20 on Ron. Would I put $20 on Trump winning? I probably would. I'm not ready to jump onto the Ron DeSantis is the favorite ship yet. He's the favorite among establishment Republicans. But I'm just not ready to make that commitment. God, I can't believe a man called Ron might be president. You're excused, Mr. Weasley. The Mitt Romney dog incident. Why are you showing me this again? So that I can give people the rundown on the Mitt Romney dog incident? $200 on Chris Christie. Really? Christie is the underdog. I'll say that. Wait a minute. Is this it? Is he announcing his fucking thing? Is this more B-roll footage?
2 years ago, when I left office, the United
Oh, no, this is it.
stood ready for its golden age. Our nation was
Here we go.
at the pinnacle of power, prosperity, and prestige, towering above all rivals, vanquishing all enemies, and striding into the future, confident and so
Here we go.
strong.
Whoops.
Everybody was doing great. Men, women, African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans. Everybody was thriving like never before.
Yeah, like never before. The 5
There was never a time like this. We turned the page on decades of globalist sellouts and one-sided trade deals, lifted millions out of poverty, and together we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. When the virus hit our shores, I took decisive action and saved lives and the U.S. economy. And by October of the same year, America was roaring back with the #1 fastest economic recovery ever recorded.
Where's the vaccine
How
mentioned?
about that?
Shout out to your vaccine. I'm
All
wondering if
the
he will actually
incoming
talk about it. He probably
administration
won't
and
at all.
all they had to do was just sit back and watch. Inflation was non-existent. Our southern border was by far the strongest ever. And because the border was so tight, drugs were coming into our country at the lowest level in many, many years.
So this is like a low-energy rehash of the first announcement speech.
The United States had finally attained the impossible dream of American energy independence, which soon would have turned into energy dominance. For the first
There's
time
nothing
in memory,
inherently
China
silly
was
about that.
reeling
It's just the way he said it. It's
back
kind of
on its
goofy.
heels. You've never seen that before, because the United States was outdoing them on every single front, and China was paying billions and billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs. The farmers know that because they got 28 billion of it. No president had ever sought or received $1
Domination,
for our country
inflation.
from China until I came along, and we were getting hundreds
Yeah,
of
buddy.
billions of dollars. Many people think that because of this, China played a very active role in the 2020 election. Just saying, just saying.
Ooh, okay. Oh,
Instead of jobs
the
and
drama.
factories leaving America
The
for
drama.
China, they were for the first time ever leaving
Yeah,
China for
the
America.
Chinese drama. Gong. Yeah.
Businesses were pouring back because of our historic tax and regulation cuts, the biggest in both categories in history, bigger even than what Ronald Reagan was able to produce, and he produced a lot. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea were in check. and respected.
Oh.
They respected the United States, and quite honestly, they respected me. I knew them well. I knew them well.
Hang on a second.
The vicious ISIS caliphate, which no president was able to conquer, was decimated by me and our great warriors in less than 3 weeks, and al-Baghdadi, its founder, was hunted down and killed. North Korea had not launched
Just need that on
a
the ready,
single
just in
long-range
case.
missile since Chairman Kim Jong-un nearly 3 years before. We developed a relationship, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Very good thing, actually. 'Cause look at what's happening today. My opponents made me out to be a warmonger and just a terrible person who would immediately go into war. They said during the 2016 campaign that if he becomes
But now that I think
president,
about it, it is a.
there will never be a war
It is.
within
It is
weeks,
pretty good.
and we will have
I was just
wars
talking,
like
but
you've never seen before. It will happen immediately, and yet I've gone decades without a war. The first president to do it for that long period.
no war.
The world was at peace.
The world was at peace.
And our country was on track for an amazing future because I made big promises to the American people, and unlike other presidents, I kept my promises. I kept them.
Oh. Are you gonna text Trump to 88022? Maybe if he's nice to me. Maybe if he shows me a little respect.
Thank you very much. Under our leadership, we were a great and glorious nation, something you haven't heard for quite a long period of time.
Oh shit. Oh no. I'm sorry.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. For millions of Americans, the past 2 years under Joe Biden have been a time of pain, hardship, anxiety, and despair. As we speak, inflation is the highest in over
Mr. Trump,
50
get down!
years.
Every time I hit the sound
Have
effect, it's
reached
gonna
the
fuck up
highest
the stream.
levels
I'll just
in
stop.
history
I'll just
and
leave it
expect them
alone.
to go much higher now that the strategic national reserves, which I filled up, have been virtually drained in order to keep gasoline prices lower just prior to the election. Joe Biden has intentionally surrendered our energy independence. There's no longer even a thought of dominance, and we are now begging for energy help from foreign nations, many of whom find us detestable. Our southern border has been erased, and our country is being invaded by millions and millions of unknown people, many of whom are entering for a very
Many of
bad
whom are fans of
and sinister
Khonjin.
reason. And you know what that reason is. We will be paying a big price for this invasion into our country for years to come. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of deadly drugs, including very lethal fentanyl, are flooding across the now open and totally porous southern border.
It's flooding, it's coming.
The blood-soaked streets of our once great cities are
That's not rain
cesspools of
outside.
violent crimes, which are being watched all over the world as leadership of
It's
other
pretty
countries
brave to
proclaim
keep
that
going on
this
with
is
this,
what
with all
America
these
and
guns going
democracy
on.
is really all about. How sad. The United States has been embarrassed.
Would the GOP even let him be the front runner? Well, they tried to make him not the front runner last time, and they couldn't stop him. So, yeah, I don't think it matters.
In the history of our country, where we lost lives,
Mr. Trump,
left
no.
Americans behind, and surrendered $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment anywhere in the world. And Ukraine,
Mr. President, you're not
which
safe.
would have never happened if
The
I were your
chatters
president,
have loaded
are
their weapons.
something and even the Democrats admit that. That's something I've seen them admit
That was
over
really
and
well
over
timed.
again. But our enemies are speaking of us with scorn and laughter and derision because of those two events.
It's only because of
There are
that
many
one
more.
Donkey Kong event,
Even
Mr.
just
President.
today,
I mean, Mr.
a
Trump.
missile was sent in probably
Forgot,
by
he's not
Russia
the president anymore.
to Poland, 50 miles into Poland, and people are going absolutely wild and crazy, and they're not happy. They're very, very angry.
They're going
Now
crazy
we have
style.
A president global conferences was held in contempt by the British Parliament over Afghanistan. Thanks to the words of wisdom, he said thank you to the wrong country for inviting him to a major summit on the environment of all things. They fly for days to get there, and then he calls
He does
the
seem
country
tired.
a name that was actually a country on another continent. And he's leading us to the brink of nuclear war, a concept unimaginable just 2 short years ago. You cannot mention the nuclear word. It's too devastating.
He's old
The
AF.
Green New
Yeah, I
Deal
mean,
and the environment,
it's true,
which they
but
say may affect us
I always imagined he was
200
hopped up
years,
on something
is all
that I guess he's not
that is
taking
talked
anymore.
about, and yet nuclear weapons, which would destroy the world immediately, are never even discussed as a major threat. Can you imagine?
Yeah, no one's talking about it. No one, no one's talking about nukes. Everyone's just chilled the fuck out.
That can take out entire countries with one shot. Something is wrong with their thinking. Under Biden and the radical Democrats, America has been mocked, derided, and brought to its knees, perhaps like never before. But we are here
Damn.
tonight to declare
Seeing this,
that it does not have to be this way.
It does make me
It
think
does
that
not have to be this way.
Ron DeSantis is sort of... It's not inspiring confidence in Trump. I'll say that.
2 years ago, we were a great nation, and soon we will be a great nation again.
Oh, so he's gonna make America great again. He doesn't have to change any of the marketing
decline of
material. I
America
kind of
is
thought
being
he was gonna
forced
do
upon
that.
us by Biden and the radical left lunatics running our government right into the ground. This decline is not a fate we must accept. When given the choice, boldly, clearly, and directly, I believe the American people will
Yeah, like what
overwhelmingly
nukes? Certainly not
reject
the
left's
ballistic missiles
platform
that
of
buzzed in
national
front of
ruin,
Japan that were all
and
over
they
the
will
news.
embrace our platform of
Not the fucking
national
nukes that everyone
greatness
won't
and
shut the
glory
hell up about.
to America. Glory.
I know where you live, Walt
Exactly 1
Jr.
week ago, our citizens voted in the important midterm elections, and despite a ridiculously long and unnecessary period of waiting, far longer, in fact, than any third world country, just a short time ago, the Republicans won back control.
Do you
of
fear the
House
unknown,
of
Khonjin?
Representatives.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure I do. Who isn't afraid of the unknown?
And it was with a great Trump-endorsed candidate, Congressman-elect Kevin Kiley, who is a fantastic person, and I'm very happy it was his vote that did it. But we now won back. This happened just an hour ago. Much criticism is being placed on the fact that the Republican Party should have done better, and frankly, much
I'm
of this
afraid of
blame is
myself.
correct. But
That's
the
pretty.
citizens of our country
It's pretty
have
crazy.
not yet realized the full
Speaks
extent and
to a
gravity of the pain
inner
our nation
reflection
is
that you
going through,
have.
and the total effect of the suffering is just starting to
Terrible
take
thing that
hold.
happened to
They
Hank
don't
Schrader.
quite
Terrible.
feel it yet, but they will very soon. I have no doubt that by 2024, it will sadly be much worse, and they will
Yeah,
see
this
much
is-
more clearly what happened.
this is
and
weird
what
to
is
watch.
happening to our country, and the voting will be much
If this is the Trump that goes against
2024.
DeSantis in the primaries, who knows? Who knows?
Are you getting ready?
What the fuck was that?
And I am too. I am too. I do want to point out that in the midterms, my endorsement success rate was 232 wins and only 22 losses. You don't hear that from the media. And this is an elegant night and an elegant
It was
press
5,000%.
place, and I'm not going to use the term fake news media. So we're going to keep it very elegant. But you don't hear that from the media. But I think you will, because people are starting to see what happened. That's some score. And in the primaries, it was 98.6%. But they were still trying to blame me. And the reason
The fake
for
Chinese
the
news media.
unprecedented success rate is that the Trump administration changed our nation on trade, on securing the border with the strongest, safest border ever in the history of our country, on Islamic terrorism. We had practically just about, not that I can think of, no Islamic attacks, terrorist attacks during the Trump administration. And in fact, we got along very well with the
Can you
various
please use
countries,
the Ninjago theme? If you send it, I'm not going to look it up.
including coming up with the Abraham Accords. It's a great thing, the Abraham Accords.
As it was
But it's
foretold.
because of cutting taxes and cutting regulations at the highest level ever, and on building the greatest economy. Any time in the history of the world, there's never been an economy like we had just 2 years ago.
YouTube.com/Ninjago theme video. What the fuck is this? I'm not clicking that. The most suspicious link I've ever seen in my life.
A fabulous human being who loves our country and will be a great United States Senator. Herschel Walker, get out and vote for Herschel, and he deserves it. He was an incredible athlete. He'll be an even better senator. Get out and vote for Herschel Walker. We elected a group of incredibly talented America First leaders who will be stars of our party for many years to come. In the popular vote, another thing that's not discussed for the House, we must remember
Wouldn't it
that
be funny if he
Republicans
died of
won
old age?
5 million
I
more
suppose.
votes, the largest margin in many, many years.
It'd be just as funny if
over
I
the
died of old
Democrats.
age.
5 million more votes, that's a big thing. Breaking the radical Democrats' grip on Congress was crucial. So in other words, because of our great congressmen and all of our great congressmen and congressmen,
You know, that's really interesting, but when are you going to talk about the Mitt Romney dog incident? It's like the Trump administration is covering up the Mitt Romney dog administration. Oh, did he announce it? Did I just skip over it?
I told them, I said, if you just keep a little bit lower standard, you're going to have a big victory. They said, let's win by 40 seats. Let's win by 50. I said, if you win by 2 seats, be happy. But she's on her way to another country right now. She's been fired.
It's got to explode into meatballs.
But we always have known that this was not the end. It was only the beginning of our fight
This is
to
boring as
rescue
fuck.
the American dream. And it's a word you don't use. 2 words. I don't want to be Joe. It's 2 words. American dream. That was not good what he did. There are a lot of bad things, like going to Idaho and saying, welcome to the state of Florida. I really love it. In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
All right, it's official. He's in the race. Let the games begin! This whole argument is literally Joe Biden bad at words. Yeah. Oh, God. This is the weakest I've seen Trump. In all respects. Politically, physically.
So many incredible friends and family here tonight.
It's like
such a
droning.
beautiful thing. Some people say, how do you speak before so many people all the time? When there's love in the room, it's really easy, if you want to know the truth. It really is. You ought to try it sometime.
Give him some booger sugar.
Together we will be taking on the most corrupt forces and entrenched.
If he gets doped up,
imaginable.
he might stand a
Our
chance.
country is in a
But if he does
horrible
this
state.
shit, this
We're
is
in grave
like...
trouble. This is not a task for
Also,
a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a
I don't
task
want
for
to beat a dead
movement
horse. I don't want to
that
beat the
embodies
most
courage,
obvious dead horse of
confidence,
all,
and the spirit of the
which is his
American
hair.
people. This is a movement. This is
But
not
isn't
for
there something even weirder
any
than
one
usual
individual.
about it?
This is a job
It's really
for
not
tens of
important. It's
millions
not
of
the
proud
most
people
important
working
part
together
of this
from all
whole
across the
thing.
land and from all walks of life, young and old, black and white,
But
Hispanic
what's
and
going
Asian,
on with
many
it?
of whom we have brought together for the very, very first
It's
time.
like thinned out, and there's also like a part in the middle, but also, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
With Asian, and just look at what's happening. This is a
He hasn't even
party
called Mexicans rapists yet.
become
He's
much
forgotten
bigger,
to
much
appeal to his
stronger,
base. Yeah, I mean,
much more powerful, can do much more good for our country. This is a job for
he's just kind of
grandmothers and
droning.
construction workers, firefighters, builders, teachers, doctors, and farmers who cannot stay quiet any longer. You can't stay quiet any longer. You're angry about what's happening to our country. Our country is being destroyed before your very eyes. It's a job for every aspiring young person and every hard-working
Jesus.
parent, for every entrepreneur and underappreciated police officer who is ready to shout for safety in America. The police are being treated so badly.
He was too
These are
tired
great
for
people.
this.
They can
In
straighten
like
out
all
the crime.
ways,
They're the
yeah,
ones
this
that know
is
how to do it. We have to give them back their respect and their dignity.
he looks miserable.
This will not be my campaign. This will be our campaign all together.
All right. So the question really is, will his base
Because the only
push him
force
over that
strong
line?
enough to
I don't think
defeat
he's
the
getting
massive
anyone the
corruption in
fuck else.
Epic
There's no
is
way.
you, the American people. It's true. The American people, the greatest people on earth. We love them all.
They're like fiercely
We
loyal,
love
but
both sides.
fuck,
We're going to
dude.
bring people together. We're going to unify people. And it was happening in the previous administration, previous two.
Do you remember when he was running the first time? Like, he was...
The people were calling me. That
Jesus,
were calling
I'm
me,
starting
and
to
I wouldn't
feel it.
believe People that were so far
I mean, I
left,
feel like a
would never
moron
speak to me,
that
and
watching
would never
this
speak to them.
stupid speech
But
is
our
convincing
success
me
was
that
so
DeSantis
incredible,
is probably gonna
like never before. And then
clinch
COVID
it, but
started coming in from China. We call it the China virus. Some people call it other things, but it was devastating, and we built it back and did an incredible job. But when people say Republicans,
like, I think
or
I finally
Democrats or
understand what's
liberals or
going on with his hair. I'm sorry, I've been
say
really
we can
distracted
all
with
get
it
together, and
because you
we
can
were
kind
doing
of see
that.
the
That
top
was
of his
happening
head
just
weirdly
right,
through it.
because the
It's like thin
success
enough
was
that you can see
greater
through
than
it.
this
It's kind of
country has
odd.
ever had. We were
But anyway,
leapfrogging China
it's not important.
and leapfrogging everybody else. And
Leapfrog isn't
everybody
important
wanted a
either.
piece of it.
I think that
But just as I promised in 2016,
God, I keep getting
am
distracted
your
by it.
voice.
Every time I think about what I'm trying to say, I keep looking.
The Washington establishment wants to
When he
silence
ran the
us,
first
but
time,
we will
when he ran originally,
them do
he
that.
said a lot of
What we
popular
have built
stuff.
together over
He
the
said
past 6
he said a
years
lot of
is the
shit that like
greatest movement
appealed
in history because
to
it
a
is not about
working
politics.
class
It's
suffering
about
bastard.
our love for
Even
this
though he sounded
great
like a fucking
country,
moron.
America, and we're not
Like, I
gonna
get
let
that.
it fail.
This is not that.
I am running because I believe
This
the
is such
world
a
has not
far
yet
cry
seen the
from
true
the shit he was
glory of
talking
what
about
this nation can be. We have
when he
not
ran the
reached
first time.
that pinnacle, believe it or not. In fact,
It like reminds me of when he ran against Joe Biden.
we're going to have to go far. First, we have to get out of this ditch. And once
Like,
we
I
have
made a
those
bet
things
with my
that
friends,
nobody imagined for
which Joey was there for, which Shad was there for, where I bet $100 that Biden would win because of COVID and also because like he just
We are
dropped
Americans,
everything he started running on or was like paying lip service to, you know? Do you remember when he did a fucking campaign speech where he was just dancing to the fucking YMCA theme? Like, that's what summed up Trump for me in the 2020 election. It's like, how the fuck did you think he was going to win?
coming to take those Carters back. So from now until Election Day in 2024, which will come very quickly, we'll go, look at how time flies. Look how fast it's all going. I will fight.
There's
like
still
no
people
one
who want him to run,
has
want him
ever
to
fought
win.
before.
I mean, yeah, it's like
We will
people who watch
defeat the
televangelists.
radical left Democrats that are trying to destroy our country from within, and likewise protect us all. We want to protect us. We have to be protected from all of those nations out there that are looking to destroy us from beyond our shores. There are lots of nations that hate us gravely. That's the problem when they look at us in disarray. Like
I'm really not trying to be a blue check mark. Fuck. I'm so distracted. Every time I think of anything, I just look at the top of his head.
Because we're going to them. It's crazy.
Like it looks like a donut.
We can't let it continue. Joe Biden is the face of left-wing failure.
And I'm trying not to look at it. I'm not being like, his hair's stupid. I'm really trying not to look at it. But it's like so fucking weird.
Guess what? He never showed up. They're still looking for him. What's going on? G20, I used to love that. The leaders, I used to make deals.
It's like he has a friar's haircut,
give me the next one, give me the
but
next
also
one.
not at the
And
same
we
time.
to stop taking advantage of our country. Every nation took advantage of our country. We renegotiated deals with Mexico and Canada, USMCA. We got rid of the worst trade deal ever made.
I'll admit it looks like caramel cotton candy. I don't even think that's the problem with it.
But manufacturers also. And
The
we
political
did a deal.
commentary
We
on his hair is
restructured-
legit better than no,
we
because
restructured our terrible deal.
that's like what everybody did for like 4 years though. They're like, how could you elect a guy with such stupid hair? His hair is so stupid. I even like joked about it before, but now I'm like legit straight up enamored with it. I can't stop looking at it
So many other countries, and the best of all was what we did to China.
because his sides are so big. They're bigger than his middle.
Talking about it because the devastation that caused for the entire world was too much to bear. I will ensure.
But
that
since
Joe
it's like
Biden
weirdly
does not
covered, it
receive
looks like he has a
more
head
money.
injury.
2020.
It looked like someone hit him on the top of the head with a sledgehammer. And like the mallet imprinted into his head. I know what they were going for.
Could not take that. And I say that not in laughter. I say that in tears. Our country could not take 4 more years. It can only take so much. It's all very fragile to start off with. It can only take so much.
Caressing
In
the top of
2020, I
Donald's
received
hair.
the largest
Why?
number of votes of
What?
any
Oh no,
single
he's
president
hot?
in
What the fuck are you talking about?
By a lot. And we will do it again, but with even more votes.
I don't
this
mean
time.
enamored in that way.
Many have
But that's
noted the
fine.
huge gains we have made with Latino voters, and I believe we will set even greater records with this crucial vote in 2024. The Hispanic voter, the Latino voter has been unbelievable. Great people, very entrepreneurial people, and they want security. And everyone thought when I did the wall, I built the wall, and they thought, oh, that would hurt me with the Hispanic vote. No.
Shoot 'em.
It helped me because they understood. They wanted safety. They wanted security. And they understood the border better than anybody else.
I timed that fucking perfectly.
What we've done
I have
in
an
Florida,
eagle eye
what
for it now.
everybody's doing now in Florida and Texas, along the border in Texas, won every single community. I won every single community. Governor of
Alright, he
Texas
won the
called.
communities.
Great gentleman, just got reelected.
Fuck it. I don't care. You know what? I don't care if I sound like a fucking dumbass.
For a second. Well, he said, "You've done
His hair
something
looks
that nobody
stupid.
else
His
has
hair looks
done.
weird.
You've won every single.
He can't get away with
along
this.
The borders, the longest since.
He looks like he was in a car crash.
Reconstruction. I guess you call that the Civil War. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. Governor Abbott,
I need to
very
like put
good
something
man,
over his
he's
face so I
working
can
hard,
listen to
but
what
it's
he's saying.
horrible because what's
Have you ever
happening is
noticed
they're
Trump is
sending
orange?
hundreds of thousands
Dude,
of
I
people right through his
go to
state,
Senator
right through
Moneyman.
Arizona.
I put it
through
on
all
Senator
of
Moneyman.
these. What's happening is they're coming up.
See, that's the shit I was talking
And we
about.
can't have it
I was
anymore.
making
This
fun of this
campaign
exact kind of
will be
person.
about issues,
I'm
vision,
not
and
doing it on
success,
purpose.
and we will not
To be
stop,
like,
we
ha
will
ha.
not
It's like,
quit until
it's
we
really
achieve the
distracting.
highest goals and
Look,
make our
look at
country
that
greater than
fucking.
it has ever
Anyway,
been before, and we can do that. We can do it.
might as well pay for that check mark now, Khonjin. Don't even.
Our victory will be built
Don't even
upon
go
big
there.
ideas, bold ambitions.
Don't even
and
go to
daring
Twitter.
Dreams for America's future. We need daring dreams.
Someone said it better than
Not enough
I think
merely
like
to
it's
complain or
acceptable
oppose.
to
We don't want to
block
be
anyone
critics.
who
We
has a
don't want to be complainers.
check mark that they
I
paid
never
for.
wanted to be a critic.
I
never
don't
respected
think you
critics
deserve
who
to
tell
live if you
people
pay for
what's wrong,
Twitter
but they
in
can't
any way.
do it themselves.
And
We
I'm gonna
will
talk
win
about this because
we
I
will
don't care
fight
about what Trump's saying at all.
with every measure of our strength.
Probably the reason I'm so
independence of
enamored
our
on that weird
energy
spot
to
in his hair is
lift up
because
the
he's
working
just
men and working women of America,
fucking boring
and
as
to
fuck.
restore the fabric
He's not saying
of this
anything.
nation.
It's just
The
like
radical left
the
Democrats
Mexicans
have
they
embraced an
like the
extreme
war. They
ideology
said
of
that they
government
wouldn't, but they did.
domination and
They're
control.
entrepreneurial. They have a
Our
lot of
approach
money,
is
so
the
I don't care.
opposite.
Whatever.
One
It's
based
fine.
on freedom,
If he says something crazy,
values,
or pick up on it.
individual
But yeah,
responsibility,
I don't want to hear
and
any
just
excuse from anybody on earth
common
about. In
sense.
fact,
It's common
fuck
sense.
this. Fuck this. Look, if you pay for Twitter, fuck you. I don't care what excuse you have. There is no justification you can offer me to pay for Twitter. They'll be like, well, but what if you're... Nope. Never. There is not one. But what about my brand? Your brand doesn't fucking need it. No one's gonna give a rat's fucking dick ass balls on you about your goddamn Twitter. For evil? Nope. Especially not for evil. It's like, I paid $8 so I could impersonate someone else. You're a fucking moron. Ooh. You're a fucking moron. You're very dumb. You're paying the bad website to be bad on it. I tricked them. I don't care. And upload a full SpongeBob episode with Twitter Blue. That's cool. You could also just torrent SpongeBob for free without paying Twitter anything. Just saying. There is no justification at all. There's not one justifying element to it. I don't know how to. It's so fucking easy. You know what? Instead of this... Look at that. Is this going to show up on stream? Let me see. No, it's not. It's not showing up on stream, but here. Let me pull it up. Hang on a second. Look at this. See this? This is Deluge. Get this. See, that was me torrenting the Roland Canvas soundscape. Or sound canvas, rather. 55. Cool instrument. It's a lot of fun. Anyway. Back to this shit. Back to all this nonsense. Are you allowed to show this and not get in trouble? It's a fucking torrenting program! Torrenting is not illegal! This is like really fucked up. Beyond your wildest dreams. Torrenting is not illegal. A torrenting client is not illegal. Now, maybe torrenting a certain thing is illegal, but the method of torrenting is not illegal. Khonjin, do you use a VPN, and if so, which one? I don't want to get blacklisted. Blacklisted? Okay, I don't use a VPN. People have been telling me I should, but I don't. But I also use a private tracking site, so. But you can just use Pirate Bay. And if you torrent something bad that your ISP doesn't like, they'll send you an email. They'll be like, you shouldn't have done that. If you do it again, we're turning off your internet. Like an emulator, but not ROMs. Yeah, but it's like, what if you torrented a picture of Meatwad? It's not illegal. Anyway.
This is something I didn't
What is he
need-
saying?
need either, but we love our country. We have to take care of our country. We have to save our country.
We got to take care of and save our
Every
country. We got to
policy
save our take, and we got to
must
care
be
country
geared
of our take,
toward
care, save.
That which supports the American worker, the American family, and businesses both large and small, and allows our country to compete with other nations on a very level playing field, which we never had until I came along and the Trump administration came along, and now we're losing it. They're moving back into China. They're moving back into these other countries. It's horrible.
You heard it here, folks.
That means low taxes, low regulations, and fair trade, much of which I've already completed,
There it's
but now
completed.
will even greatly enhance. Other countries should pay for the privilege of coming into...
Anyways, I'm going to turn this off again just to be like, yeah, you should torrent. You should get Deluge. You should torrent things. You should torrent things all the time. Don't be a pussy. There's practically no risk to it at all. A little baby could do it. They say it's scary so that you don't do it. To be like, you'll get a virus. I had some idiot once tell me, he's like, well, I don't want to get a virus, and that's why I'm not doing it. You literally have to be the dumbest fucking moron in all of life to get a virus. You would literally have to download, it's like, oh, I'm going to get SpongeBob. And it's like, download SpongeBob.exe. It's like, if you do that, then you deserve a virus. It's your fault. Don't listen to that bullshit. Torrent, and do it now. Do it immediately. It's free. And you don't need to pay for Twitter Blue to give someone a SpongeBob episode. Just send it to them. Without paying money. Can't stress it enough. If you don't torrent, you're a bootlicker. You like the taste of balls in your mouth. And not the good kind of balls, the bad ones. The ones that belong to CEOs that own you. And everything that you will ever want to own. It fucks me up, because it wasn't crazy to say this years ago. It was sort of like, yeah, no shit, of course we torrent. Why wouldn't we torrent? People even annoyed at the suggestion. It's like, just stating the obvious. It made you sound like an asshole to tell people to torrent. It's just advanced pirating. And it's not even advanced! There's nothing advanced about it! It is not advanced. It is the least sophisticated piracy possible. It is the opposite of advanced piracy. It's baseline, bare level piracy. You go to a torrent site, type in the thing you want, and then you download it. There is nothing complicated at all. Trump's speech so boring, we talk about something else. Yeah, I know, like, it's crazy. But he is just, I don't know, the DeSantis people, so far I'm fairly convinced by this poor showing. Have you ever lost internet over it? I got an email for torrenting the fucking Sopranos. And it was like, yeah, whatever the guys, who even owns that? HBO. Like, HBO, if you do this again, we're gonna fuck you. We are going to stuff your backside with so much pipe that it will hurt to sit down at your computer and torrent things. So, yeah, it's obnoxious. I'll kill them. But anyway, Khonjin, you're so funny. Fuck you. Fuck you, you little piece of shit. You make me sick. They can't actually shut off your internet? No, they can shut off your internet. They can do it. But I mostly don't torrent, like, heavily protected things anyway. You know, like, I torrented Xavier, but I also have the DVDs. I love them, you know. They deserve a buck or two. I have both seasons on DVD. But, you know, Sopranos is where I got in trouble. Because, you know, anything that's like HBO. And if you torrent new things, I feel like I got a warning once for some kind of shit. I think it was like the new Star Wars movie. I don't even know why I watched it. Who's standing?
Now you've been standing for the whole event. I feel very guilty. I don't want that to happen. To every worker and family struggling
His empathy
to
is
survive
bleeding
in the
through.
Biden economy with inflation destroying your family and your life.
You like XRA? It's like my favorite show. Have you not seen like the Khonjin House episodes where he's a detective and I just put on the Xavier voice?
And now we will add to it. Now we built the wall. We completed the wall.
Trump is an
and then we
empath.
said, let's do more, and we did a lot more.
He is an
And as we were doing
INFJ
it,
or whatever the fuck that
we
shit
had an
is.
election that came up, And when they
He's an
came in,
INFJ.
they had 3 more weeks to complete the additions to the wall, which would have been great. And they said,
Khonjin, how do you know what Quincy is? Like, how do you know those things? Oh, Quincy is actually... That's because of Locke. Locke has a show... had a show on Newgrounds called Quincy's Quest for Ass. So... That's how I learned about Quincy, I mean. But then you'd have to ask him. Because Locke is not that much older than I am. And as far as I'm aware, Quincy is a pretty old show.
but he's a great man and a great friend of mine. But 28,000 soldiers...
And then I like sort of fell down the rabbit hole because I started noticing Jack Klugman and a lot of other older shit. Of fucking course, it's something like that. Yeah. Dude, Quincy's Quest for Ass is so funny. I might put that on instead of this. I don't know if it's appropriate viewing, but I also don't care.
Within moments of my inauguration, catch and release will be gone forever. Remain in Mexico.
Okay, well this stupid ass speech is going.
Remain in Mexico, which was so important. Everybody came in here. They remained.
I'm gonna look it up.
You couldn't get them. You couldn't find them. I had a policy: remain in Mexico. And if you think it was easy,
Okay. Quincy's Quest for Ass.
but we got it. And they terminated it. Can you believe? So now they come in here, they stay, and we have no idea where they are. We get lost, and it's very dangerous for our country. And again,
I hope this like still works though. Oh, it has to run through Ruffle.
we will begin the process.
That's fine.
All right, you've been listening into former President Donald Trump there, making it official, announcing that he will run for president in 2024.
Is that it?
We have another kind of vantage point in the room there. You can
He's
see.
serious?
I'm Andrew Kraft. Thanks so much for being with us on this Tuesday night. So I just want to offer up the split screen. This is what's happening right now. In
Okay,
Bali,
so-
in Indonesia.
Yeah,
President
that was
Biden,
bullshit.
He's meeting with world leaders, members
That was
of
boring
the
as fuck.
G20, and the split screen there, a world away in Bali to where we were just showing you in.
So as recompense for
Palm
making you
Beach,
sit through
with
that
former
and listen to
president.
this
We're gonna
fucking
be
asshole.
Bringing in Bill Scher.
We're gonna
yet
do
again. Before we
Quincy's
just do
Quest.
that, I want to put up this tweet. This
Let me
is,
make sure
the
it's
form
positioned right.
For the
Yeah,
FEC
it's
there,
looking good.
making it official. As
Censorship? Nah, we're not
former
censoring.
president has filed now the paper
Oh, I'll take off the
to run for president yet again in 2024.
the Jerry
let's bring
Seinfeld.
in yet again Bill Scher, a contributor to Politico, the New York Times,
Here, let me
Washington
just
Monthly,
remove
and
this.
so much more. Bill, you were watching this alongside us here at Live Now.
All right, I don't give a fuck about that. All right, let's do it. It's probably not going to load right because it's going through Ruffle.
Hello, this is Jack Klugman again, doing another session for these people. The people on the World Wide Web. In this scene, they've got me in the city, and no, this can't be right. It says they got me looking for ass pics again. I already found the ass pics. What, they got Quincy collecting pornography? Is that what this cartoon's about? I'm sorry. That just ain't something Quincy would do. Just ain't something Quincy would do.
Yeah, that's Quincy's Quest for Ass. But it got finished, you know, pretty recently. 2020. The saga ended.
Hello, this is Jack Klugman from televisions.
Let me,
I was on television. I played a doctor. These cartoons no more. They're holding me here against my will. This is elder abuse. I want to talk to my son.
Thank you for finding my missing ass pics, Quincy. In honor of your service, I'd like to present you with this, the key to the city, and my heart.
Why am I being characterized as lusting after ass pics? The only ass pics I have are x-rays of my prostate, and they don't look good. They don't look good.
And there it is. That's Quincy. That's how I got exposed to Quincy. That's how I came to learn of it. Is that real? What you just watched? No, it's fake. I made it. Quincy isn't a real show. You've just been goobered! Been deceived by me. Oh, this fucking political mashup bullshit. Listen, what you need to take away from this is that the Mitt Romney dog incident is infamous and will live on forever. In June of 1983, Mitt Romney did this to his dog. And I need you to remember that. Okay. I've had about as much as I can take. And I'm going to go to hell now. I hope you learned something interesting. You probably didn't, though. We didn't really talk about anything crazy. And I didn't really check on the Discord at all. So, they can all go to hell. Alright, die.